That's okay.
Company business. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Sky Blue History podcast. And I'm Claudio, and joined as always by club historian Jim Brown. And between us, we like to think of it as a perfect double act. Jim provides the history, the facts, and the insights. And I provide the opportunity for him to correct me when I get it wrong. And no doubt he will do at some stage tonight. Tonight we'll be delving into the Scottish football and Coventry City's connections with the old firm. And there have been quite a few over the years, actually. We'll also look ahead to this weekend's match. And of course, hear Jim's thoughts on last Saturday's draw at Leicester. Evening, Jim. Let's begin with your overall thoughts on that point at the King Power.
Good evening. Good evening, Claudio.
Good evening. A brief couple of paragraphs, I reckon, because we've got quite a bit to get through tonight.
Yes, I think it was a good point. I said to my grandson before the match, I thought it was more about the performance than the result on Saturday, and I think the team put in a real first-class performance. The goalkeeper had more to do than he's had all season, probably.
Yeah.
And I thought everybody came out of it with flying colours. Poor old Jay De Silva got a bit of a roasting at times from Fatawu, if that's how you pronounce it. But I thought he stuck to his task. He was ably helped by BTA. Who I made man of the match. I thought he had an excellent game defensively and adding something to the attack. And I don't think we really missed Efron on Saturday. We didn't have many chances, but then again, Leicester didn't have many chances. It was a tight, tense derby, and I think it's a fair result, and I was very pleased.
It's interesting because, as you know, I do a lot of other stuff straight after the game and the day after, while things are a bit fresh. But then you have a few days to think about things, and you can reflect on it a bit more. You realise that actually, like you say, it was a very good performance. We are now looking hard to beat as well. We're not conceding goals from open play for a start. It's a rare thing in the first 6 games, only 1 goal. And you're right. There was players who I even thought had you right in the first half, came back a few times chasing the ball back, which is what you want. Sometimes you need a workman-like performance when you go to somewhere like Leicester, because you need to come away with a result. And I think, it was a game where we had a chance in the first half where BT had that sort of air shot, wasn't it? But then they had their chance in the second half. So it was so close. They may have had, the Lions share the possession, but they didn't really do a lot with it. And I think that's down to us. I thought we defended really well.
Yes.
So I'm really, really pleased, actually. And 6 unbeaten.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you now, what's the most from the start of the season?
Don't ask me that. We'll put the mockers on it, won't we?
I'd imagine it's a few, isn't it? A few more.
15.
Yeah. How many?
15.
Blimey, that's going some.
Yeah, 1937-38 season.
Yeah,
15. We didn't lose till end of November.
Right.
Had a pretty good season. Faded a bit after Christmas. Finished 4th, but only a couple of points off the second place. So, yeah, it was a good season. It's a good season.
So we're going to discuss the old firm, aren't we? And the connections with Coventry City. And I
We
believe
are.
this has come from a another listener who gave us the idea.
Yes, it's come from Keith Ray, who lives in Alberta, Canada, and is a regular correspondent. He made this suggestion some months ago, actually, and we've just had it on the list of things to do. I thought it'd be a good idea to do it tonight. Maybe we should say something about the old firm as well, because Rangers and Celtic are not the force they were even sort of 20 years ago, and certainly not 40 or 50 years ago, when they were both amongst the top clubs in Europe.
Yeah.
And you know, they do get fantastic crowds. They've got fantastic followings, worldwide followings, from all the Scots who've emigrated around the world. But they really do struggle to make a name for themselves in Europe these days. Both sides got knocked out at the knockout stages of the what they call it, the qualifying stages of the Champions League. Obviously, they make a big impact in the domestic league and win almost all the trophies going there, but they're not the force they were. And you look at the players they sign. They don't sign players from the Premier League. They tend to sign players from the Championship a lot, and a lot of overseas players. But obviously, there was a time when they could easily rub shoulders in the Premier League with some of our top teams. I thought we'd just run through some of the. When you look at players that we've bought from Rangers and Celtic, there's not that many. Maybe we can talk about those later. First of all, talk about some of the players who have played for Coventry City and also Celtic and Rangers.
Yeah.
And talk briefly about some of them. The first one on the list probably is the best player to have played for both clubs, and that's Mark Haitley, who obviously came through the Coventry City youth system before going to Portsmouth, where he had one tremendous season, got in the England squad, and then was snapped up by AC Milan. But he ended up in Scotland with Rangers, I think about 1996 time. He did have a brief spell, I think it was with Monaco, wasn't he? And then he came back to England and played for QPR briefly. And then he went up to Scotland and was a big hit in Scotland.
It might have been sooner, because he played in the Champions League semi-final, quarter-final against Leeds, the two-legged game.
So he did, yes. Yes,
which Rangers won.
Yeah, I'm getting confused with his second spell at Rangers. He went back up there, didn't he? Yeah, you're right. He had 5 or 6 years at Rangers, and was a top player for them.
Because they went through a period where they signed a lot of English players, didn't they, Rangers? When Souness
they did,
went up
yes. Souness, Gary Stevens,
Gaza,
Terry Butcher, Gaza, yes.
I mean, this obviously led to the demise and the fact they were liquidated pretty much, weren't they? Because they were obviously overspending, weren't they, for years?
Yes, I think that's more recent, though, isn't it?
I know, but I think it's an accumulation of what went on years before, and it's just
But they could afford it. They were getting massive. They were getting 50 or 60,000 back in the early 90s. They were forced to be reckoned with. Moving on, then, another player who played for both Rangers and Coventry was Andy Gorham.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, who didn't play many games. I think he played 7 games for the Sky Blues in that relegation season.
Yes,
didn't he?
Was he
I
allowed?
do remember him playing at Old Trafford in that game where we gave Man United a good run for their money near the end of the season.
Easter time, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. And I think we were leading, weren't we, till the last few minutes. Yeah, well, that's strange. No, do you know, I'm getting very confused because he actually played for Man United that day.
To see.
Yes. It was only one of 2 appearances he played for United. And he actually, we were in the lead twice. And it was 2-2 until the 81st minute, by which time Andy had been subbed by Raymond van der Houw. And then Giggs and Scholes scored in the last 10 minutes to put a bit of a false picture on the scoreline.
Yeah, because we played really well, didn't we? I remember the first half, and it looked like we're going to, well, a shock result, basically.
Yes.
But we didn't, did we?
No, we didn't. No. Next one on my list is Gail Bigirimana.
Oh.
He ended up at Rangers. He left us to go to Newcastle. I think a deal worth £1 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot, was it?
No. And the story was that he was badly advised by his agent, who I think was a member of his family.
Was that straight after the checker trade then?
Yes.
Yeah, that summer.
Yeah, he basically only played one season. That we're getting confused again. The checker trade final was in his second spell.
Oh, this is the trouble, you see.
Yeah,
too many spells.
He was in the side that was relegated from the Championship. He made 26 appearances in that team, and Newcastle snapped him up in the summer of 2012. He only made, I think, 12 starts, maybe 13 starts for Newcastle, most of them in the League Cup. Scored 1 goal in the league, and then he went to Rangers on loan, and then he came back to Coventry in 2015 on loan, and then we re-signed him in 2016, which was the year we were relegated from League One, and we got to the checker trade. We won the checker trade final. So Gail Bigirimana had the unfortunate experience of being relegated twice with Coventry City.
But at least he scored at Wembley. So
he did, yeah.
He did. And what a day that was.
Yeah, he played quite a few games that season, actually. 28 starts in the league.
Right.
Yeah. So Gail Bigirimana, I don't think he had much of a time at Rangers. In that one season he was on loan. And then he left Coventry after just one season again and went to Motherwell, went back to Scotland, Motherwell, Hibs, and then came back to Solihull Moors, Glentoran, and Young Africans I've got on my list. I don't know who they are.
Where are they based?
Yeah. Next up, we've got Ian Jess, who actually started his career at Rangers before he went to Aberdeen, from where he joined Coventry in 1995, 96.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a real big impact because he was at Aberdeen, wasn't he?
Yes.
Behind him, and he's done really well. He's getting all the plaudits, and I thought we were getting a really good player, but don't know.
Yes.
It
Scottish international.
never really happened, did it? Never really happened.
No, there were flashes, weren't there? He had a tremendous game in the FA Cup at Blackburn, I remember.
Yeah.
And he scored a good goal at the baseball ground in the next round of the cup when we lost 3-2. But he didn't do it often enough, did he? You could see there was talent there. He didn't do it often enough. Next up, a loanee, Ryan Kent, who came to us on loan from Liverpool, and then
Good player.
went on loan to Rangers.
Our season unravelled when he left that season.
Yes, it did.
In fact, we completely unravelled. I think things went on in the background in the days of Sisu. I'm sure it's long gone now, but I think promises weren't made to a lot of the players. And I wouldn't say down tools is a bit much, but yeah, I think the effort wasn't probably there for the second half of the season, and we tailed off, didn't we?
We did, and it was unfortunate because on paper we had an excellent team. And I think I've said it before. We went to top of the league without James Maddison. He was injured, and it was when he came back and when Joe Cole arrived that we basically started to fall apart.
Yeah,
they brought in some very, very poor players on loan, didn't they?
Yeah.
Next up, Kevin Kyle.
The great Kevin Kyle.
Yes. Who played for Rangers after us, believe it or not. You'd think after his record at Coventry that nobody would have touched him, but Rangers took him on at some stage afterwards.
Did he score many goals in his career?
Before he came to us, he was at Sunderland, and he had one good season at Sunderland, I think. When they got to the Cup semi-final in 2004, that was under Peter Reid, and they were third in the what was then Division 1, which is now the Championship. He got 16 goals, including 5 in the FA Cup run.
Yeah, he just never looked like he could score a goal. That's what's bizarre, isn't it, with some players?
No, that's right.
How they can look great at one club and absolute dross at another. It's weird.
Yes.
Really
yeah,
weird.
He had the unfortunate experience of getting 2 red cards in his final 3 games. Away at Blackpool just before Christmas 2007, that 4-0 defeat. I've got a feeling that was the first game after the Sisu takeover.
That's a great quiz question. Which player got 2 red cards in his final 3 games?
Yes. Well, actually, two in his last 2 starts.
Yeah, so he
the game in between, he was a snub.
His last, I might use that. That's a great question.
And I think he very quickly left the club soon afterwards and went on loan to Wolves. He struggled there, and then he went to Hartlepool. He must have had a 3-year contract at Coventry, because he was at Wolves for half a season. Was at Coventry for a season and a half. Went to Wolves for half a season, and then a season at Hartlepool. but he even struggled at Hartlepool. He got 5 goals in 15 games. Then headed north, played for Kilmarnock, Hearts, Rangers, Ayr, and Newton Stewart.
Where's that?
It's not far from there. It's southern Scotland.
Is it?
Near Stranraer, yeah. Next one, Kevin McDonald, who we signed from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Midfield player, about 88 time, seem to remember.
Yeah, he was at Leicester, wasn't he, originally?
Yes, he wasn't a bad player at Leicester, was he?
I was going to say that because McAllister was at Leicester at some point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And yeah, I just, when he was at Leicester, he looked very good actually. Then he went to Liverpool and he looked okay. And I thought we were getting a half decent player, but he just didn't. Don't know.
I think he got a bad injury, didn't he?
Yeah, he just wasn't very mobile.
No,
from what I remember.
No, it's. I was just looking at his Liverpool record. He played in the '86 Cup final.
Yeah.
Against Everton. He was pretty much a regular in the second half of that season. So, yeah, looks like he fizzled out the following season, perhaps got an injury, but didn't play after September the following season.
Right.
He went on loan to Leicester, back to Leicester, played a few games for them, and then had 2 seasons at Liverpool where he barely got a game. Went to Rangers, and he came to us in '89 and 22 league appearances, 6 in the cup. Had less appearances the following year. Very much a fringe player. Went on loan to Cardiff. That would have been under Terry Butcher, and then left for Walsall in '91. Yeah, I think he had an injury, but he had a strange run, didn't he? I think he maybe had a bad broken leg or something.
You're right. He did have a funny run. Not quite as funny as Tommy English, but definitely a funny way of running.
A more recent one, Dujon Sterling.
I liked it.
He went to. He was a loanee from Chelsea, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He played that season at St Andrews.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
He ended up at Stoke. Was he at Stoke?
He did. Yeah. After Coventry, I think he was on. I think he was on loan to Stoke the year after he was with us, and then he joined Rangers. He left Chelsea and joined Rangers. I'm not sure where he is now. Any idea?
No. My memory, for some reason, he had a decent throw, didn't he? I'm sure he had a long throw as well. But he was. No, I liked him. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, he's still at Rangers.
Oh, is he?
He's played 44 games for them in 2 seasons.
Okay. Of course, they're having a dreadful start, aren't they, at the minute?
They are. Well, he hasn't played for them this season, so I don't know what his problem is. Next one up, another recent one, Martin Waghorn.
Oh, blimey!
He played for Rangers.
But see, that's another player, Jim, who was a steady, especially in the Championship, a steady Championship player. I mean, the Derby fans thought he was great. So, but came to us and just, don't know. He scored a couple of decent goals. Well, one important one, the penalty against, was it Sheffield United?
Yeah.
Last minute penalty, but he didn't offer enough, did he?
He didn't know. No, but he had a reasonable season with Derby last year, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
I think he was released by Derby. No, it wasn't last season. It was 23-24. He played 24 games for Derby, scored 7 goals. He actually retired last February after just playing 6 games for Northampton on a short-term deal.
Right.
But yeah, his Rangers career, he had a good 2 seasons at Rangers, scored 28 goals in 57 games.
Yeah, that just shows the type of league. Would that have been in the Scottish Prem or the one below?
Yeah, Scottish Prem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, you can't really use it as a marker, can you? The Scottish Premier League nowadays.
No.
From what it used to be.
No. Another relatively recent one is Andy Webster. Do you remember Andy playing centre back? Played under Stephen Presley.
No, I can't say I do actually. It doesn't really.
Don't you?
No.
Well, he probably played most of his games at Northampton. Yeah. He only made 2 appearances for Rangers, and we signed him from Hearts in 2013. He played 71 games for us.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm sure that period of Coventry City has been wiped from my memory. That is weird.
And did you realise that he won 28 caps for Scotland?
While he's with us?
No. He I think he was in the Scottish squad when he joined us, but he wasn't a bad defender. We've had a lot worse, and he was released in 2015 and went to St Mirren.
I'm gonna put a picture of him on the screen so I can see. I'm baffled that I can't remember him. Oh, even says Scottish retired footballer on his. Oh, I know. Yes, sorry, I do recognise him now. Oh, is it academy director at Heart of Midlothian?
Is he really? Very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've seen him in the Cov kit. Blimey, I've got to say there is a period with watching the Sky Blues, and that was kind of when it was very much off and on, and it's amazing. And I think the turnover of players, I'm still confused when I see some of the players we signed in that period, and who came in and out, and I don't know, but yeah, that got me. That did.
Yeah, there was a lot of turnover, wasn't there?
This show is definitely coming over as 2 old duffers at the minute.
It is.
Keep forgetting things.
Yeah.
I'll
So
just
that's the list of Rangers players who played for Coventry at some stage, but not those that have signed from Rangers. So have a look at some of the Celtic players, and there are some real top Coventry players have played for Celtic. The first name that jumps out to me is Dion Dublin, who's Celtic were his last club.
I'm just looking at these names. I'm thinking Celtic's got more money, basically.
Yeah,
definitely. When you look at the names you're going to reel off here.
Yeah, it wasn't quite his last club. He played for Celtic 11 times in 2006. His swan song was at Norwich after that. But yeah, he achieved the double with Celtic. So he got medals, Scottish League Cup and the Premier League, Scottish Premier League. He made 3 league starts and 8 sub appearances for Celtic, scoring only 1 goal.
Oh.
Of course, it was, you know, who was the manager at the time?
Strachan?
Yeah, Strachan.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the first big name that jumps out. Then the next one is Robbie Keane.
Yeah. Wow.
Did you realise he played for Celtic?
Yeah, I did. Very good. Yes.
After that, I think it must have been again after his golden period, Coventry and Inter and Leeds, Spurs, Liverpool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then he went back to Spurs again after that, and he was on loan to Celtic, 2010. Let's have a look. How many games did he play? 16 games, 12 goals. Wow. Impressive.
Well, he's recently in that Soccer Aid, and I was watching him and thinking he could still do a turn now, I reckon, for somebody.
Was he? Yeah.
He's just such a good player, wasn't he?
Definitely. Of course, he went off soon afterwards. He went off to America and play LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Had a fantastic scoring record for them. 83 goals in 125 games.
Yeah, I'm not surprised though.
Yeah. Another big name, not very popular in Coventry, but Craig Bellamy.
Yeah.
He came Celtic from Newcastle. We obviously sold him to Newcastle. Yeah. Least said about him, the better, I think. Gary Gillespie.
I was just going to say about Bellamy, he's actually more likable as a manager than he was as a player, because he comes across quite well as a coach.
Yes, you wouldn't have expected him to be a successful coach, would you?
It's been like Robbie Savage as well. He seems to be doing a good job.
He is. Gary Gillespie, obviously one of our greatest ever defenders, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he obviously had a magnificent career at Anfield. Won every honour you could win for them, and then went to Celtic before coming back to Coventry, of course. Yeah. His return to Coventry wasn't a very successful one. I think he got a red card, didn't he, at Leicester?
He was out of sorts by then, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
He was a bit long in the tooth, wasn't he? I wouldn't say quite past it, but his best years had gone, hadn't they, basically?
Yeah.
Was that a Butcher signing, was it? I'm trying to think now.
What, the second time?
Yeah, was it?
No, Phil Neal.
Yeah.
He came on a free transfer. I don't think he got on with when Big Ron came. I don't think.
Yes, he was still there.
I don't think they got on too well, and he was in the reserves at Coventry for best part of 2 years, and I think he finally retired when he left us. Great defender, though.
Yeah, so I'd forgotten about that he was still with us for that length of time.
Yeah. So we've skipped through some of the others, some of the more lesser known. Gary Caldwell had a time at Celtic. He was on loan at Coventry, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Had a very good season on loan. And has become a successful manager as well, hasn't he?
Yes. He was good at Derby, though, wasn't he? He was decent.
Yeah. Willow Flood had some time at Celtic.
Yeah.
Was he on loan from Man City to us? I think so, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was, yes.
A winger.
Yeah.
Marc-Antoine Fortuné
Oh,
was at Celtic before he came to us. Jim McInally,
yeah.
another disastrous guy. He was at Celtic before he came south to Forest and ultimately to Coventry. Jim O'Brien.
Oh, yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
He started at Celtic. That was his first club. Another Strachan man, Paul Telfer. Strachan took him to Celtic after Southampton.
He took him everywhere, didn't he?
He did, yeah. One of those instances where you just got a Mr. Reliable that you just want him in your side. And he did a good job wherever he went, Telf, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a chalk and cheese player, though, wasn't he? For a lot of people, I think. For me, he wasn't exciting enough, but you can't have all exciting players in your team, can you? Because
no,
we had that with Dublin, Huckabee, and Whelan, and everybody else, didn't we? You didn't need anybody else, did we? Really, somebody had to defend.
Yes,
and he played in all sorts of positions, didn't he? So he's.
And there's one player identified who played for Celtic and joined Coventry, but never played for the first team. Martin Hayes. Do you remember Martin Hayes?
Was he West Ham originally?
He was at Arsenal.
Arsenal. I think it was London club.
I think he was in their title-winning side, wasn't he, in '89?
I'm thinking left-sided player.
Yes, the left winger.
Yeah.
In '86, '87, he was the club's top scorer with 24 goals, 12 of them from penalties. And he played in that game at Anfield, the famous game at Anfield when they clinched the title. So he went to Celtic for a big fee. He only played 7 games for Celtic, and he came on loan to Coventry, but he played a few reserve games, but never made a first team start.
It's interesting because he's one of the players at that Arsenal team. He's tended to not. He rarely gets mentioned.
I know.
But he scored a stack of goals for him.
He did, yeah. It was in the period, was the George Graham period, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, you forget about him, don't you? You remember Michael Thomas and David Rocastle and Merson and those players that, especially the defenders, Adams and O'Leary and Nigel Winterburn, Lee Dixon. But you forget about Martin Hayes. Yeah. So those are the players who played for City and the old firm. But let's move on to the ones that we've signed. We'll do Celtic first, and there's only 8, right. And I've put them in reverse order. This is my ranking. So in 8th position, we've got a loanee. No, we haven't. I beg your pardon. Number 8, we've got a player I know nothing about called Bobby Jones, who came from Celtic in 1925, made 7 appearances. That was the year we were in Division 3 North, and the manager, a chap called James Kerr, bought a load of players from Scotland. He was Scottish himself. He brought all these players from Scotland most of them were totally useless. And we had a pretty miserable season in Division 3 North, playing sides like New Brighton and Durham City and Ashington.
Yeah. Gateshead. We played Gateshead that year?
We probably did, yes. Yeah. At number 7, a loanee, only made 3 sub-appearances. Darren Jackson. Do you
Right.
remember Darren Jackson? This is a
No.
Strachan signing from Celtic on loan. He was in the Scottish squad in I think the '98 World Cup.
Was he?
He won 28 caps for Scotland between 95 and 98. He was part of the World Cup. He played in 2 World Cup matches. He came to us in 2000. Oh, no, the following season, 98-99, he came on loan. Maybe he was recovering from injury or something, but he moved on the following year to Hearts. Darren Jackson. I remember him playing at Leeds in a night game when Robbie Keane was playing for Leeds. I think we lost 2-0.
Yeah, he looks a bit like Mark Edworthy. I'm just looking at a picture of him now.
Dark hair, wasn't he? Number 6 is Dylan Magooch. Is that how you pronounce it? McGeoch. Dylan McGeoch. 8 sub appearances, never made a start. He was a winger on loan from Celtic. I thought at times he looked quite useful, actually, coming off the bench. But he's done. I think he played for other English clubs.
You can't have a player in your team with that name. That's too difficult.
He was playing for Carlisle last season.
Was he?
That's it. That's 11 years after he was on loan at Coventry.
Oh, it's that period again, isn't it, for me?
2014 he was there. So that was the year we came back from Northampton.
Yeah.
He played 20 games for Celtic. He went to us on loan, then later Hibernian on loan, joined Hibernian, had 3 years there, 2 years at Sunderland, 2 years at Aberdeen, 1 season at Forest Green, and 2 years at Carlisle. Wow, there you go. But he left Carlisle in May.
Right.
Up to number 5, another loanee, Adam Virgo. Do you remember him?
Right, let's think. I've got to be honest, Jim. You got me again on this one.
Have I? Adam Virgo. He made his name with Brighton in the lower divisions. He went to Celtic. I think it was quite a big signing for them. It was a central defender. We played right back or central defence, and we took him on loan in 2006.
Right.
Yeah, the second season at the Rico. He made 10 starts, 5 sub appearances. And so who was the manager then?
Second season, was it Ronald Nilsson then? McAllister?
No, Dowie.
The second season?
Second season at the CBS.
Well, CBS, I thought you meant in the Championship.
It was Mickey Adams.
Mickey Adams, okay, right.
Yeah. Yeah, so he I do remember one stinker of a game he had against Crystal Palace at home. It would have been in the last days of Adams's reign, and Crystal Palace scored 4 goals in the first half at the CBS. Do you not remember that one?
I think I do actually. Yes, I do. Yeah.
And Virgo was subbed at half time, so he carried the can for that defeat. We lost 4-2 that day, and Mickey's days. That was his final league game in charge, and 3 days later we lost to Bristol City in the cup, and Adams went. But Dowie brought him back into the side, and he played at right back in that good run that Dowie had when he first arrived. So it wasn't all bad. He was on loan from Celtic at that time, and then he went back to Brighton later. Brighton, Yeovil, Bristol Rovers.
I just find it fascinating now. These players just come and go, and it's almost like they've been blocked out your memory, just complete blank.
But I think Virgo does a lot of television work now as a pundit. I've heard him on the TV.
When you say Adam Virgo, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
do.
So up to number 4, another one who didn't really impress, Dougie Maguire.
Oh yeah,
he came with a good reputation from Celtic, but he never really cut it, did he?
It just, very, very poor.
I don't know what it was. You've got to say, with both Rangers and Celtic, the number of bad buys we've had. Dougie Maguire, he was a winger, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he only played. He got 1 start.
Yeah. Was he Doogie Maguire as well? Was it pronounced Doogie?
Doogie, yeah.
Doogie Maguire.
He went back to Scotland to play for Cumnock Juniors.
Right.
So I think there were some injury issues there. I'm sure there was. Up to number 3, and we've got the first half decent player, Colin Healy. Do you remember Colin Healy?
Yes, I do.
Came on loan from Celtic. A very tidy midfield player, and probably best known for having his leg broken by Youssef Safri when Healy was playing for Sunderland.
Yeah.
Don't remember that? No.
That's no, I do, because I remember the footage. It's
a bad challenge, wasn't it?
Yeah, because wasn't he doing it? I was thinking something else, another player. No, I do remember that. It was a bad challenge.
So he was on loan from Celtic when he came to us. He played 17 games, scored 2 goals in that first season down from the Premiership.
Yeah.
One of many players that Jim Smith brought in, when he was assistant to Roland. Didn't really work, did it?
No.
He went back to Celtic, and then he was transferred to Sunderland in 2003. He, as I said, he broke his leg on the 8th of December. And he never recovered to play anymore for Sunderland. He went to Livingston, then came back to England with Barnsley, but he made less than 20 appearances in the next 7 or 8 years. Played for Ipswich, was on Ipswich's books for 3 years, but didn't make many appearances, and went back to his hometown of Cork and played for Cork City. So that takes us up to number 2, and this is one of my favourite players from the 1970s, Jim Brogan.
Oh yeah.
Top player with Celtic. Had 2 years at Coventry as a left back. He ousted Chris Catlin from the left back position. Very tidy player. Good, sensible football brain on him. He had a lot of business interests when he came to Coventry. I think he ran a car business up in Glasgow. And I remember somebody posted something to my blog a while ago when I talked about Brogan. He said, I remember Brogan. I sold him a car in Coventry and had to drive it to Glasgow for him and then caught the train back. Jim was a character, a real character.
Obviously I'd been quite young when we signed him. Yeah, I just remember thinking he looked really old.
Yeah, he did. He did. And he drove a Rolls Royce.
Oh, did he? Blimey.
Yeah. He was a wealthy man from, non-football interests.
I presume Bobby MacDonald would have took his spot. I'm trying to think he would have come in for him.
Yes, he would have done. Yeah. And the top signing from Celtic, no question about this, Michael Doyle.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. He joined us. I don't know whether he had actually played for Celtic's first team when he came to us. But he was obviously, he's been one of the most influential players.
I mean, I know he didn't play 10 straight seasons, but he's played 10 seasons for Coventry City, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Why he never got some sort of testimonial, I don't know. I think the club should have done something. It's a shame how it all ended.
Yes. Yeah, but he had a season out at Leeds, didn't he, on loan? That broke that run. So he probably only played 9 seasons.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But in total he made 757 appearances. In all of them in England. Oh, sorry, no, 22 in Denmark. He was in Denmark on loan from Celtic. He never played for Celtic's first team.
Rarely injured.
Yeah.
For a player who used to get stuck in.
He's a legend at Bramall Lane as well, isn't he? And Portsmouth.
He and I think in his second spell at Coventry, he had to have words, didn't he, with the youngsters, from what I gather, in that season, League Two. Yeah. I mean, and fair play to him, because he came to us where he would have been promoted with Portsmouth, hadn't he, into League One as captain. Yeah, and he decided to come to us, which is
Yeah, and brought Michael. What's his name?
McNulty, I think.
McNulty, yeah. Mark McNulty.
Yeah, and I think he's a top guy, and yeah. And
so I'm going to move swiftly on to the players we signed from Glasgow Rangers.
Right.
And again, there's a real dearth of decent players in this 8.
Yeah.
8th place, Sandy Robertson, the man who was going to be the signing of the century, according to Brian Richardson. And he just wasn't ready for English football. He wasn't ready for top class football, let alone English football. A very, very, a very talented guy, but he just didn't have the physique to cope in English football. Number 7, Colin Hendry,
Yeah.
came to Coventry at the back end of his career,
Mm.
and you almost felt he didn't want to be there.
It felt like he wasn't there sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
Number 6, Terry Butcher.
Yeah. Well, such a disappointment, I think.
Well, disappointment as a player and a manager.
Yeah, and he's still disappointed. He disappointed after he left us at other places as well. So I was just amazed how some of them keep getting jobs.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he doesn't now, does he? So
No.
Up to number 5, another disappointment. Kevin Drinkle promised so much, scored goals wherever he went until he came to Coventry.
Yeah, he looks so out of condition.
Yeah, and he just sat there and took the money for best part of 2 years, didn't he?
Yeah.
Number 4, mixed feelings about this one. Not a great player, but a very nice chap. We've had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
And he was a very good manager under trying circumstances, Stephen Presley.
Yeah, and he kind of explained that he was homesick, wasn't he? He was struggling.
Yeah.
He was struggling when he came to us. And I think, as he explained, this day and age, you'd have been looked after a lot better.
Yes, and he had a torrid time. But then when we talked about his playing career, there were some highlights. He did have some good games, but people only remember the red cards and the yellow cards and 1 or 2 mistakes. But he wasn't that bad.
Was it 6 yellows in the first 6 games or something?
Something like that, yes. Number 3. I can't read this.
It's it looks like a McDonald's of some sorts.
Yes. Well, we didn't sign Kevin McDonald from Rangers, did we?
No, because he came from Liverpool, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Whoever it is, he deserves a number 3 place. I can't read it either, Jim. Maybe the listeners or the viewers can fill in the blanks who number 3 is.
Yes. I'll get to it. Just give me a chance. Yeah, just give me a chance.
Meanwhile, you can like and subscribe. That'd be great. And if you want to contact Jim, you can do it. claryborton@gmail.com. That'd be fantastic. I'm trying to work out how it could be as well.
I only did this afternoon.
It does look like a McDonald, but
maybe. It does, doesn't it? It's Kevin McDonald, isn't it?
Is it?
Must be. Anyway, we'll move on swiftly. Number 2, more recent one, John Fleck.
Yeah, good signing.
Yeah, very good signing. And he was still playing last season. I think he was at, where was he last season? He's on the bench somewhere a lot.
But he was a player. You didn't realise how good he was. I mean, he left us, and you think, okay, he's a good player. But when he was at Sheffield United, he ran their midfield for them, didn't he? Basically.
He did. Very, very tidy midfielder.
Yeah.
I think he left us 2017, didn't he? He was part of the Mowbray team.
Yeah.
I think he was player of the season that year. It's a very good team with him and Jim O'Brien and Murphy, Armstrong, Ryan Kent, Madison.
Yeah, should have got promoted.
It should, yeah, it should. So the number one player by a country mile, the best player we've ever signed from Glasgow Rangers, Colin Steen.
Yeah, my
No
childhood
question
hero.
about it.
Yeah, just a top player. Just
Yes.
everything
Yes.
about him.
And one of only two players that we ever sold to Glasgow Rangers, because he went back to Rangers in 75. And the other player that we sold to Rangers was part of the original purchase of Steen, which is Quinton Young, who went as part of the Steen deal. So that's my top 8. That I have to conclude that the number of poor signings we made, both from Celtic and Rangers, is just shocking, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not many. Well, there's hardly any that make you think, "Wow, what a signing!"
Yeah. So I hope that's helped Keith in Canada. Did you want to talk about the Blues briefly?
Yeah, well, of course, we've got the big derby coming up. I wouldn't say it's a funny one, isn't it, Jim? Because I never used to think as Blues as a real rivalry of any sort whatsoever. I just used to see it as a Midland derby. Yet we're so close. Possibly the closest.
You have to say that you know, until let's say the 60s, Blues were by far the bigger club.
Yeah.
You know, they left us behind. They were in the first division for a good few years. You know, in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, and we were sort of the poor neighbours, really. It wasn't until the Jimmy Hill era, you know, the mid 60s, when Blues were, you know, had a slump, and we were coming up through the leagues, and we met them in 65-6 and 66-7, and came out on top in certainly the first season, and then I think we had 2 draws in the promotion season.
Yeah.
Two fantastic games, real tough, hard-fought derbies in that promotion season, and then we came up to the first division, and they floundered for another few years, and then they came up in the early 70s, didn't they, with the Trevor Francis team and Bob Latchford, and that's probably when we had our biggest rivalry with them until recent years, because they've been up and down so many times since then as well. We had a few good meetings with them in the 2000s, but they probably had they were probably stronger than us in that period. But obviously since 2020, when we came up, we had the meetings at St Andrews. We had the meetings when they were Championship and we were League One, the cup games, you remember?
Yeah. Because I think as a club, I'm not sure. Well, I think it wasn't until possibly the late 80s or early 90s that they actually played Tier 3 football.
That's right.
I think they're, you know, top tier, second tier, only up until probably 30 years ago, where they didn't stay down there long, did they?
No, they didn't. And didn't they come up with Barry Fry?
Yeah. So it's well, I mean, looking at Saturday, then it's all about the home form, surely.
Yeah, our home record against them isn't great. 28 meetings at home. We've only won 11 of them, drawn 9, lost 8. But we haven't lost at home to them since 2006.
And I reckon only 2 defeats since the 80s at home.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That surprised me, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, I remember the game when they got promoted in 2006-07, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Nicholas Bentner got the winner at
Yeah.
CBS. But since then, 8 games, and we haven't lost any of them.
Oh no, kiss of death.
You have to say the last 2 or 3 meetings have been tremendous atmospheres,
Yeah,
haven't they?
this has got to be record crowd surely on Saturday.
It might well be. Yes, it might well be.
I know you don't predict,
Yeah.
but if you were to,
It's going to be very tight.
yeah,
Very tight. I just like to think we need to get a couple of wins on the board.
yeah,
So we don't lose touch with Middlesbrough. But some interesting results at the weekend, weren't they? You know, everybody's been talking about Bristol City, and they blew it against Oxford. And
Sheffield United. Sheffield United losing again. I mean, and the thing is, they're going to Oxford on Saturday. They could lose that as well.
Yes,
it's not a great place to go to. Oxford's tricky ground.
It is. It is. As long as they've won something before they come to the CBS in November.
Yeah. That's why I always look at that thinking, come on, Sheffield, you need to win a game before you play us.
Yeah. At least Wednesday have won a game now, haven't they?
Yeah.
So we need to go there with confidence.
Well, my predicted 1 and 2 were Ipswich and Sheffield United. So they've started, even Ipswich has started fairly lousy, to be honest, from what I was expecting.
And Southampton as well.
Yeah, it's
really struggling, aren't they?
Maybe this division is really open this season. It's because you do want the 3 teams who got relegated not to have a great start, and it opens things up a bit, which they're obliging.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens. I'm thinking 2-1 to us. I can't see us not conceding with their 2 forwards. Is it Kyoto? I can't think it's Kyoto. That's a place in Japan, isn't it? But Kyogo. I'm trying to think of the forward they got up front.
Kagushi, isn't it?
We're just making up names now, aren't we? And Stansfield.
But they've been relying on Lyndon Dykes.
I know, which is bizarre.
2 injury time winners he's got. A striker I've never really rated, but the man with the multitude of hairstyles. Apparently he's a skinhead now.
Was he? But it's interesting because we're going to close up soon, but if we'd have signed him in the summer, we wouldn't have been impressed with that, the fan base, would we?
What, Lyndon Dykes?
Yeah, I don't think we would have been. We wouldn't have been going, that's a great signing.
Well, no, Blues didn't sign him in the summer, did they? He's been there. It's his 2nd year there, I think.
No, but had we signed Lyndon Dykes, whenever, I wouldn't have been that impressed with that signing at all.
No. Even though he's a Scottish international, it doesn't count for much these days, does it?
No.
Is Djukovic still there?
I think he retired at the end of the season. I'm sure. Did he score a goal at the back end last season?
I think I've watched the Birmingham documentary, and he did score one, and he was on the pitch at the celebrations at the end of the season. He's had a good long career at Birmingham, hasn't he?
Well, he's a good centre forward. He's perfect for the Championship. But in all honesty, Birmingham would never have been relegated the season before last had it not been for the manager's change. They started off the season well. They went down with a fairly decent squad as well, which couldn't find any form whatsoever. So they've come back up with this massive points tally from last season. And I suppose their fan base are thinking it's going to be tremendous. We're going to make a real show of it this season. But as we know, the Championship is absolutely bonkers. And you don't know. You just do not know what's going to happen in a lot of these games.
No. But I think, to be fair, they've had a pretty reasonable start, haven't they? They've
Oh yeah.
nobody's taken them to the cleaners yet, and they've had
No.
a couple of big wins. Yeah. The Duke retired in the end of last season at the age of 36. Yeah.
And I think should we call it a day?
I think so.
Well, thank you for listening or watching. Remember, if you want to get in touch, please do at claryboughton@gmail.com and leave your suggestions. We've still got loads. We've got plenty, actually. And I'm looking forward to this weekend, Jim.
I am. Yeah, very much.
So play up Sky Blues, and we'll catch you hopefully next week. See you, Jim.
Okay. Good night, Claudio.
Good night.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.